What's going on, baseball fans? So in this video today, I'm going to fix the Pittsburgh Pirates. Let's not waste any time. Let's get to it. It's time for the Pirates to go all in on the future, which as of right now is looking pretty promising. They have 4 players already in the top 100 prospects, and that includes number 37 prospect, infielder Nick Gonzalez, who they just drafted in this past year's MLB draft and was a hitting machine in college. There's also the number 39 prospect that was heading into 2020, right-hander Mitch Keller, who throws in the upper 90s with a plus slider. There's the number 42 prospect, third baseman Ke'Bryan Hayes, who has a bit to go of the bat, but is one of the best defensive third basemen in the minor league so far. And there's the number 66 prospect, O'Neal Cruz, who stands at 6'7", has plus raw power and a plus arm. He is a shortstop at the moment, but because of his arm and his average at best defense at short, he would be a great fit for right field in the future. As for the present, it's time to trade off some guys that can bring back some value. Guys like Keone Kela, Gregory Polanco, Jacob Stallings, Josh Bell, and Adam Frazier, who could bring back a lot of good pieces, which the Pirates desperately need. On the other hand, I would hang on to a few guys, starting with Bryan Reynolds. He's having a down year in 2020 so far, but in 2019 he had 16 homers and 880 OPS and finished 4th in the National League Rookie of the Year voting. Next up is to try and lock up Joe Musgrove, whose name popped up in a possible trade to the Blue Jays at this past year's trade deadline, and for good reason. While he's not having his best season due to some injuries so far, he's been solid going back to 2016, averaging a 4.01 FIP and 8 strikeouts per 9 a season. He's only 27 and entering his prime, and while I think he could bring back a lot of value in a trade, he could be an anchor in the rotation for the next few years. I would also hang on to Jameson Taillon. He's coming off of Tommy John surgery, but in his career since 2016, he's averaged a 3.55 FIP and about 8 strikeouts per 9. If he gets back on track, he could be another anchor for this rotation alongside Joe Musgrove and top pitching prospect Mitch Keller. Overall, I think this team should be ready to seriously compete for a championship by 2024. As of right now, it's looking like the Pirates are going to have at least a top 3 pick based off of how they played this year in 2020, and based off of the record at the moment, they would line up for a number 1 pick. While the upcoming draft class in 2021 may not be as deep in pitching like the 2020 draft class was, this year's class should be pretty deep with one name that sticks out the most, and that's Kumar Rocker. The Pirates don't have a pitcher that ranks in the top 100 prospects on MLB.com besides Mitch Keller, so this would be a perfect opportunity for them to take the number 1 ranked draft prospect, Kumar Rocker, out of Vanderbilt. He's got a big frame at 6'5" and 255 pounds, sits in the mid-90s with his fastball, and has a nasty slider that helped him throw a no-hitter against Duke that included 19 strikeouts. If the Pirates don't get the number 1 pick or decide to pass on Rocker for some reason, they could go with another pitcher out of Vanderbilt, Jack Leiter. As for the rest of the draft, like I said earlier, the Pirates have no pitchers in the top 100 prospects besides Keller, so the focus of this draft should be pitching. One thing the owner, Bob Nutting, has refused to do for the Pirates is spend money. Well, Bob, it's time to open those pockets and bring in a new face of the franchise, Francisco Lindor, on a long-term contract. With shortstop prospect O'Neal Cruz looking more like an outfielder because of his arm, this opens up a spot at shortstop for Francisco Lindor, who's been one of the best all-around players in baseball in recent years. At this point, he'll only be 28 years old, and he's put up some great numbers in his career, averaging a 287 batting average, 29 homers, 86 RBIs, and an 838 OPS per season. With a solid team in place already and ready to compete for a World Series, I think the Pirates could add a couple of more pieces to give them the best possible chance to win. I think adding an arm for the bullpen at this point would be a good move, especially with guys like Josh Hader and Jordan Hicks in free agency at this point. I think another good move for the Pirates could be adding another starting pitcher. With Jameson Taillon undergoing Tommy John recently, as well as Joe Musgrove having dealt with injuries in the past, it might behoove the Pirates to add another arm. There will be some very good starting pitchers on the market for 2024, including Julio Urias, Blake Snell, Jack Flaherty, Lucas Giolito, Luis Castillo, Dinelson Lamet, and Sonny Gray. For the sake of this video, let's go with Blake Snell, a former Cy Young winner on another small market team, and he's a lefty, so that will help balance out a righty-heavy rotation. At this point, the Pirates should have a lineup capable of making a deep World Series run with guys like Francisco Lindor, Brian Reynolds, Ke'Bryan Hayes, Nick Gonzalez, and O'Neal Cruz. Along with this, the rotation will look very solid with Kumar Rocker, Blake Snell, Mitch Keller, Joe Musgrove, and Jameson Taillon. Overall, for this Pirates team to get back to the World Series for the first time since 1979, they're going to need to keep developing the young guys. They're going to have to draft well, but they're going to also have to spend some money. If they check off these boxes, this team could very well be in position to add another World Series championship to this historic franchise. So that's how I would fix the Pittsburgh Pirates. Tell me what you think down below. Tell me what things you would do to help the Pittsburgh Pirates. But that's all I got for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.